Hey y'all, you got Dana here, and I usually don't do TV reviews, but I did want to add a couple more things to the channel, so I figured I would start with the premiere episode of the 3rd season of Basketball Wives LA. And I mean, I know I want to keep this channel positive, but I do have a lot of things to say about this particular TV show and about TV shows like this in general. So just bear with me and let me know what you guys thought down in the comment section below. But I have to start off by saying that this is obviously a cast full of insecure women, and me personally, I'm not a fan of the whole glorified whore and this culture that we're living in, where being a whore is glorified and staying with a man who will openly cheat on you is accepted too. None of that to me is right. I don't really care what sort of position you are in life. I don't feel like it's ever okay to stoop down to a level where you're accepting being disrespected on a daily basis. Me personally, I don't feel like living a lavish lifestyle is worth ending up with an incurable disease, but that's just me personally. So we start this show off, and one of the first things that comes up was the whole Sunday and her daughter's situation with her daughter Deja. First of all, I personally feel like this part of her storyline, if you will, should have just been something that never should have made it to the camera to start with. If you already have a strained relationship with your teenage daughter who's going astray and seeking men out for comfort, this is something that you need to be handling behind the scenes. The fact that you're in essence slut shaming your daughter on national television, I mean, as a mother, you know, you're supposed to be protecting your daughter. It's bad enough that this picture has made the rounds across the internet, but the fact that you would still touch on it in the episode in such a way that now people are gonna run to go and find this photograph of your daughter. I mean, if you had a relationship with your daughter, I highly doubt now that she wants to talk to you knowing that you shared that. I personally feel like also too, when it got brought up at the round table toward the end of the episode, when Brandy asked you about it, I personally feel like you shouldn't have said a thing. But that's just me personally. Honestly, Sunday's really young and she had a daughter young. That's one of those situations where a baby raised a baby. But I honestly feel like she should be raising her daughter in such a way that she is breaking this cycle. And it's very obvious from the situation that she's in now that she's not breaking that cycle. It was nice that Jackie Christie didn't judge her, because obviously other people are. I mean, Jackie's got her own issues with her daughter, so I can understand the parallels that she felt with Sunday in that moment. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's a matter of you raising your kids and not birthing friends, first and foremost. Another thing that really bugged me in this particular episode was the fact that Jackie was trying to get together everybody for a Glad No Hate event to raise money, and one of the people that she wanted to be the face of this particular event was Drea, because she's an open bisexual. But every time that Jackie mentioned the fact that Drea was bisexual, it was almost as if it made Drea uneasy. And if that's a part of your life that you're open, honest about, and don't have a problem with, why would you be so bothered by the fact that she brought it up, especially considering the fact that she's only bringing it up in reference to a good cause that you should be behind. Me personally, I feel like Drea is probably just bisexual for convenience, to make herself appeal to men more. That's just the vibe that I got from her based on the way that she was acting. Again, especially around the round table when Jackie brought it up. She was like, yeah, I'm so gay. And I'm just thinking to myself, well, honey, if that's what you identify as, why are you offended at all? But, you know, it is what it is. What was ironic to me was the fact that when Jackie and Arian had a heart-to-heart about the fact that she wanted to invite Arian to her Glad No Hate event, Arian went on this whole mini rant about the fact that, you know, she feels like a man and a woman should be together, you know, for the purpose of procreating. But yet and still, when y'all got to the round table, you're talking about the fact that you like to mess with women. And in my mind, that makes you bisexual. Bi-curious, I mean, come on now. I get tired of hearing that word, okay? Either you're bisexual, you're straight, you're gay, whatever the case, but bi-curious, really, 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 girl, really, it was just funny. British's character is probably the most annoying to me right now. I honestly feel like the fact that she is okay with the fact that her husband might, you know, her fiance may cheat on her, and, you know, out of sight, out of mind, as long as I don't hear about it or see it, it's fine, it's sad. Because I'm pretty sure that all of these girls at one time or another have dealt with, you know, Instagram and Twitter and people ridiculing them about what they've heard in the streets about their partners. And I just feel like she's setting herself to embarrass herself later on down the line with this whole out of sight, out of mind business. You're basically saying my man can disrespect me as long as I have no clue about it. And when does a woman's intuition play into something? And when do you say, you know what, enough is enough, I have to stand for something because at the moment I'm falling for anything and I'm allowing this man to do what he wants to do? And in the same vein, do you have that same freedom to go run around with other people? And if so, is he wrapping it up with other women? Because you hear all the time, you know, Dwayne Wade, Ludacris, all these different guys that have had children outside of their primary relationships. You know, how would you like it if your next gynecologist appointment, you come back positive for HIV or herpes or something like that? Then what? Then what? Was it worth it? So yeah, I really feel like she's a character that it's going to be interesting to see how her storyline plays out, because she's pretty much putting herself in a position where she's going to embarrass herself in the long run. Brandy, in one sense, I feel for her because she wants more children, but I almost feel like maybe the fact that you have ovarian cancer and are having a hard time to conceive right now may be for the best, because your husband is in free agency. You don't want to put another baby in this world if you've become accustomed to a certain lifestyle and you want to keep up a certain lifestyle with a new addition in your household. I know probably at minimum you can afford to have another child, but if you're going through IVF treatments, which are not cheap, in order to conceive, all while his job status is in question, I'm just like, aren't your priorities a bit out of whack? Why not sort through your husband's situation, make sure you guys are in a stable situation where you know money's coming in, and then think about having a baby? And for all you know, the stresses of his free agency may be another reason, and not just your ovarian cancer, may be another reason why you're having a tough time conceiving. But that's just my personal opinion on that. Brandy asking Sunday about her daughter was tacky. Was super, super tacky. But hey, this is, you know, basketball wives. When they have these little round tables, when they get together and kiki for drinks, we're expecting for them to expose things, call each other out on things. And in the same vein, British calling Drea out for being a hoe. Really, girl? Really? At one time or another, just like Drea said, all of these women have been groupies and hoes, okay? The fact that, you know, some of them are happily married or whatever the case, and that might be the case, does not negate the fact that everyone in their life has gone through a period, most anyway, have gone through a period in their life where they were either promiscuous, testing the waters, just out there being single, having fun. So anyone knocking Drea for that, I mean, you're petty. You're petty and you're delusional. Arian, I really feel like she's stuck on her baby daddy. She's really delusional about her status with her baby daddy. 8 years and 2 kids does not make you a wife, okay? A marriage certificate does. And he never married you. And there's much to say about that, because in my mind, it's almost like that Peter Gunn situation. Yeah, he had the milk. You know, he had the, basically it was one of those situations where why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? You were busy playing wife, so he said, you know what, I don't have to put a ring on it because she's playing wife. So, you know, what do you know? And then on top of that, now you look so desperate and so bitter when you're busy asking Drea about your ex-boyfriend, your baby's daddy. You're busy asking her about him, and it's like, girl, he's not even with the man anymore. You're not with the man anymore, and he's with someone else. According to Drea, he's engaged to somebody else. So what does that tell you? She's moved on, he's moved on. Arian, you need to move on too. I can respect the fact that Drea stood up for herself in that moment, because like I said, she's gonna always have to deal with the fact of her, you know, whole child abuse situation and child neglect situation with her son. She'll never be able to live that down, so it's just nice to see her stand up for herself, because I know they're gonna be giving her shit for that, probably for the whole freaking show. Like I said, the whole sit down at the end of the episode was pretty much a hot mess. The only person that kept it cute was Jackie, but like I said, she has the life that all of the other women want, so that might be a reason why no one called her out. But moral of this story, like I said, is, you know, the insecurity on this show is very real, and keep these women in your prayers, because there are a lot of women who aspire to be these women, who aspire to be like them, and it's really sad. And no amount of money, no amount of means is worth me disrespecting myself in such a way. But hey, you know, to each his own. Let me know what your thoughts are of the first episode of the 3rd season down in the comment section below. Like this video, give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace, positive people.